Hello fellow golfers. Today I'm going to do something interesting for you. Hopefully you've found other clips useful, valuable, interesting, unusual. Let me know which ones in particular you've liked, which ones you've gained most from. Share some of your tips. Do subscribe. Lots more exciting stuff coming. I'm sure a lot of you have played some different courses. And if you've traveled at all, either nationally or internationally, you'll have played quite varied types of golf courses. So I thought I would touch on 10, being the top 10 series, types of golf courses, and give you a quick example of each with photographs that you can associate the different course with, trying to cover a little bit of different parts of the globe in the process, hopefully to interest you to visit some of those places, but some of those countries too, and see some of their courses. So let's start with the first, links golf courses. Of course, lots of links courses in Scotland, Ireland and England. The word links comes from the Old English term link, and links courses are really associated with courses that are along a coastal area, sandy areas, largely in the first instances not really good for agricultural use, undulating, varied terrain. You really have to learn the bump and run. If you've seen Tiger Woods play at St Andrews, for example, you'll have seen how he was positioning and targeting the ball to allow for lots of different bumps, runs, slopes along the ground, keeping it low. Why? Because links courses tends to have also a lot of wind, which is a major factor. The photograph here is of Dunbar in Scotland. If you haven't been there, I recommend it. There are many beautiful courses along that coast: North Berwick, Kilspindie, Gullen, Muirfield, to name a few of the other links courses around there. Generally, links courses has no trees, tall grass is the rough. If you're off, you lost the ball. Second, parkland courses. A lot of courses in the United States are largely parkland courses. They are lush inland. They have trees, grass. Usually they are arranged by an architect. Many famous ones, including, of course, people like Jack Nicklaus and even Tiger Woods, who architect various courses. And it's sort of more about target golf. So precision in terms of landing spot and final spot to have your ball. And the architects then vary it to give you a challenge, whether they bring water into play or create dog legs. In a links course, you have to worry less about dog legs because then nature takes care of the unusual and the unpredictable. Photograph is, of course, of Augusta National, Georgia. Couldn't really do this without including Augusta. Third, heathland. So heathland courses are interesting variations, sort of combination of links courses but inland. So in some cases there isn't even a bunker, it's gorse and bush, and provide some interesting challenge. The example I've given here is of the Nottinghamshire Golf Club in England. The fourth are the famous sandbelt courses, particularly in Australia and particularly around the Melbourne area, hence the photograph is of the Royal Melbourne Golf Club. Yeah. These sandbelt courses are very sandy, they have firm ground, undulating grass. The fifth It's really a sort of variation of parkland in many ways, but it's really the stadium courses where they really host. They're designed for spectators to host and show off the tournament. So TPC Sawgrass, where the Players' Champion is played, is of course most well known in Florida in the United States. And you see many famous pictures of particularly the island greens. Number 6 is the mountain golf courses. Very well known one in Switzerland, the Kranz-sur-Sierre, the photograph I'm showing. Very deceptive. It's like parkland, but because of the elevation, the distances are very deceptive. Clearly being higher up, your humidity, in the summer, the air is different, so your distance for certain clubs can be quite different by several yards. So it's something that you have to experience and test. There are trees, it's rather minimalist, water, and of course a lot of undulation and spectacular views. Just witness the photograph. Next is the desert courses, also very spectacular. They take a lot of looking after, but they tend to be narrow because there's desert around. There's a lot of wildlife, sometimes really scary wildlife, snakes in the desert. So rough is extremely difficult. And once you're off the fairway, you basically lost the ball, or you're not advised to go into the rough because of snakes. The photograph is of true north in Scottsdale, Arizona. Amazing courses in Scottsdale. I believe more than 180 golf course, desert courses around the area. Absolutely spectacular views, especially at sunrise and sunset. The next is to really move across the globe to Asia and look at some of the tropical courses. The picture is of Southwood Golf Club in Manila in the Philippines. Lots of forest, jungle, lots of animals, insects. The grass grows very quickly in all sorts of places, so it makes for interesting, challenges, and of course the heat and humidity of the tropics makes for a very different type of play. Really interesting, well worth trying. Some great courses in Southeast Asia, in particular, and South Asia that I have played at. Ninth is really to look at ice courses. Yes, absolutely, ice courses. In fact, the World Golf Ice Championship is played at Umanang. That's the picture above. Clearly, it doesn't have greens. It's called whites. You use a colored ball. Not advisable to use graphite shafts because you may break them. Often it's just 2 inches of snow with solid hard ice underneath, sort of formed from fjords, thermal energy. The surface is totally variable. Quite an unusual experience, but as I say, there is a World Ice Golf Championships, so worth looking into. Last but certainly not least is sort of par 3 courses, like the Pinehurst Cradle in North Carolina, United States, hence the picture. And these are really good for Arizona, by the way. So Augusta National also has a well-known par 3 course, and there's a par 3 tournament before usually the Masters tournament. And they're really good for testing and honing in your short game, getting in some good solid practice in your short game, which of course you hit more shots on your short game than on your long game. So well worth playing a few par 3 courses to focus on that part of your game, your wedges, your chips, your putts, and also learning to shape the ball slightly, get it closer to the pin in each case. So really good practice, well worth having a go. I hope you found this quick tour de table of 10 different types of golf courses interesting from different parts of the world. Hopefully at some point post-COVID you might be incentivized to go and visit some of these courses, or the other courses are equally good, if not better, in each of the countries I mentioned, but also in other regions of the world, whether it's other parts of Europe or other parts of Asia and Africa for tropical courses, or the Northern Hemisphere and Scandinavia and Iceland and Greenland for some of those ice courses. Do give them a try. It will round out your golf experience. See you on the flip side, my friends.